Hey there, church. This is Tad, and I am just wanting to spend a couple moments with you today just going over some of the rules and regulations and things that you need to expect whenever we begin having church again this Sunday, June 7th. Now, there are a couple of things that we just need to think through whenever we're going to be meeting together. And the first question that I want you to ask is this, should I come to church? And for that question, we have just a couple of just things maybe to ask yourself. One is this, have you been sick in the last week or two? Have you been coughing, maybe running a fever? If that's the case, it might be better for you to go ahead and stay at home this Sunday. Also, you might want to ask yourself, how comfortable am I in coming to church? And with that, we might want to ask, well, what's your level of comfort? What has it been through this time? And what we mean by that is this. If you're someone who's gone to Walmart and Kroger and Home Depot and Lowe's every single day for the last 2 months, then you're probably comfortable enough to come on in and worship with us on Sunday morning. However, if you haven't seen the sunshine in 60 days, maybe this is a week, right, where you should just stay home and just continue to see how this is going to play out. All of our normal worship opportunities will be here. We'll be live, but also you'll be able to watch us live streaming on YouTube at 11 o'clock in the morning. And so what we want you to do is for you to do what you're comfortable with in attending church this morning, whether that be here live or whether that be at home watching on YouTube.
So in other words, don't be an Andrew.
So, now that you've made it here to church, there are a couple of things that we're going to ask you to do. The first is this, as you're making your way into the church, please use the front doors that is on your right as you're coming in. Now, also, as you're coming in, we'd ask that you would please bring with you a face covering of some kind, or if you don't have one, we will have some that are available for you here to pick up and use during the service. We're also going to ask as you come in to use one of the many hand sanitizer stations that are located throughout the lobby and also in the sanctuary. And also, we'd like to remind you, as terrible as it is, to go ahead and refrain from hugging, kissing, slapping, right, or just doing high fives with anyone else that you see in the lobby. Maybe do them just a quick, and then just go on your way.
So in other words, don't be an Andrew.
All right, church, and now we find ourselves here in the sanctuary. As you come into the sanctuary, there are a couple of things that you may notice and a couple of guidelines we'd like to help you out with. First, as you're walking in, you're going to notice that every other row has been marked off with tape. In an effort to keep our social distancing, this is going to be our way that we're going to ask you guys to sit in every other row as you come in. Now, also as you're sitting, we would ask that you would come in and sit as a family unit. So moms, dads, children, whomever it is that you've been around at your home, we would ask that you all sit together and sit together in one of the pews. Now, if you come in and there's someone already in the pew, we would ask that you would leave 3 seats between you and the next family. That way, that'll help us to maintain the 6 foot going frontwards, but also the 6 foot in between different people. So there are a couple of other things about our worship service that you need to know. They're going to be a little different this week. The first thing is that offering this week, we will not be passing out plates or passing the offering plates like normal, but rather we would ask that you continue to give either online or you can drop it off at our church office. Or lastly, we now have offering boxes that'll be stationed at the exits as you're leaving where you can drop in your offering this week. We also would like to let you know that for invitation this week, we won't be coming forward right to the altar like we normally would, but we'll be going back to the library where there will be a couple pastors stationed who you can go to and you can share whatever decisions or whatever prayer needs that you have for this week. And so those are the things that you need to know whenever you come into the sanctuary.
So in other words, don't be an Andrew.
There's one more final question that we'd like to talk with you about, and that's this. What about childcare? Well, for the first couple of weeks, and who knows, maybe even the first month, our church will not have kids church or preschool or any childcare of that matter. Now, what we would like to let you know is that we are perfectly fine with you if you'd like to bring your child into the sanctuary. If they cry, if they make a fuss, then we are perfectly okay with you just standing up and just taking them outside and calming them down and coming back in. But if you're a little concerned with that and you don't want to cause a scene, then we'd like to let you know that we are also going to open the activity center next door as a family room. In the family room, we're going to simulcast the sermon and the music, so you can come in and also, and you can watch that together as a family, but also you'll have a space where your child can roam around and play. We have changing rooms that are going to be over here on the side, but it's just going to be a place where you can come if you want to come to church with your child and not have to worry about possibly disrupting anyone in the main sanctuary.
So in other words, don't be an Anna.
So we hope to see you this coming Sunday on June 7th, or we hope to see you whenever you feel comfortable and feel led to come back and worship with us together as a church body.